Hi, hello. So I'd say that I'm pretty good at computers overall, but I wanted to see how my friends were. So I gathered up a few of my friends' setups and asked them to take either videos or photos, and I'm going to be roasting and reviewing my friends' gaming setups, or just tech setups. I've got 9 of my friends to send in either a video or photos, and let's just go through and review them. This first one is by a friend named Bass.
I've been asked to do a PC setup video. This is all that is. It's loud as hell. Goliath PC.
Okay, it's a pretty big PC. I built that machine. I'll admit it's a pretty big case.
Because Zach didn't have anything else on hand. Because it's Zach,
yeah.
And he wanted me to go home with a PC that day.
Now hold on a second, Bucko. I'm being called out here. I offered. He wanted to buy a PC off of me, and I was like, oh, I've got to order the parts. Might be a little while. I do have my test bench, which is a very similar spec machine to what I thought he wanted. And he said, yeah, I'm happy, and I was happy to sell it to him. And then it turned out that I only had 1 or 2 cases on hand, and that was one of the only ones that I was able to part with at that point in time. Bucko, I gave him the choice. I am planning to upgrade his PC within the month, and one of the things we're changing is the case, so that should be fixed soon. But I'll admit, it's very big and very loud.
We got the glow-in-the-dark headphones. They're not actually glow-in-the-dark. They're just plugged in and they glow when they're...
They're not even close to glow in the dark. Well, I mean, if they're in the dark and they're plugged in, they do glow, but they also glow in the light.
Stacks.
Yeah, he's very much a D&D player. That's one thing about Bass. He's great at D&D. That's a very cool D&D mug. That is a very cool D&D mug in the back there. The Beat Boot machine. Got VGA monitor, a gaming mouse from Woolworths, and the good old desktop keyboard.
Drinking utensils.
Interesting way of wording it, but okay.
And plush. Peep the goblin.
I will peep the goblin. It's a cool goblin. Okay, a few notes about his setup. It's very much a budget setup, but I can respect what he's done with it. That machine, I charged him only $200, and it plays most games. A few specs are it's running an Xeon E52420, I think. It's running a GT 730, 8GB of RAM. But later this month, we're putting a Xeon E52440 in it, as well as an AMD RX 480, I think. So it'll be a pretty good gaming machine soon enough. There's nothing actively bad about this setup, I would say, apart from the drinking utensils corner. That's a wee bit cursed. Overall, for what it is, it's a pretty good setup. It's a messy setup. It looks like he's running a desk from the 1800s, but you know what? I respect it. It's a good setup. He knows what it is, and it gets the job done. Next, we've got my good friend Gamer Fox. I like that he's got the console and the TV separate. That top platform there needs dusting really badly, buddy. Please dust that. Old edition Xbox. That is a speaker the size of a house for one computer. Is it just the one speaker? He doesn't have like any other speakers with it, it's just the one. I like his keyboard, it's a nice keyboard. It's a good mouse, a lot of buttons on it. I'm going to call him out a little bit here. He originally sent me other photos, that exact same framing and everything, but he switched them out because he was embarrassed with the game that was on screen. He switched it to Astroneer. I won't tell you what game it is, but I'll say that the first 2 initials are G and I. I can also tell you he's running an i7 quad core and a GTX 1050, from what I remember. He's got a good mic, good keyboard, a single monitor, which I know a lot of people don't mind a single monitor. I know that's a lot of people really don't mind that. But for me, a dual monitor is so useful. Got like the sun in the corner of his room. He's clearly just finished with the Xbox. You can see the finger marks. That really needs dusting. Overall, it's a good setup, but oh crikey does it need some cleaning. It does look like he doesn't have a whole lot of mouse room. It looks like if he's trying to like crank some 90s, he's gonna send his mouse whoa off into the stratosphere. So unless that's something else, he's got a really big single speaker. He doesn't have any headphones on his setup. That's one thing I'll note. no headphones that I can see, which is an interesting choice. Next, I've got a good friend of mine, being Glitch, who has been on the other channel before and things like vlogs. Let's see Glitch's setup.
G'day everyone, Glitch here, as you can see by that little picture over there.
That's good.
As per request of Zach the Geek, I
That's
shall
me.
be recording my PC setup. Now, I would like to start off with the roots of it all. I had this first. My gaming chair.
To be fair, it's a nice chair. I'm using like a torn up office desk chair that the cat is very much torn up. So I'll admit it's a very nice chair.
A piece, well, my gaming chair. This is the first thing I ever got because I used to run on an office computer.
She had an all-in-one office computer, and it was so low spec. A little bit of a call out here, because she had used an all-in-one office PC before. She asked me to help her set up this one over call, and Glitch. It took so much longer than it normally would to plug in a computer.
Yeah.
Is that a sloth in the corner? It's a sloth. I like the sloth.
I use a curved screen Samsung.
It's a curved ultra-wide monitor. I've never been a big fan of the ultra-wides on their own. I like ultra-wide, but I would prefer dual monitors over ultra-wide.
Monitor, and since I am a fan of Razer products, I have the keyboard, mouse, and microphone.
That hurts my soul every time. Goddamn Razer. Look, Razer doesn't make bad products, but compared to some others, I'm not a big fan.
So this keyboard has an amazing, cute little feature that actually links up with games and like matches colors.
That's a very cool thing that Razer does. That's a very cool thing Razer does.
Custom lights, which I have set for myself as gay and lesbian. All right, so
Fair enough.
Have this little mouse, which has this little button in the middle that lets me change the speed of the mouse.
The
as well as
DPI.
these back buttons.
Good old
This is
DPI.
awesome. I love this little thing. I also use the Siren
Siren Mini.
X Mini, I believe.
There it is. Yep.
This thing it makes my voice sound amazing, and everyone loves listening to me talk.
Keep dreaming, bucko. She sent me a second video for the PC itself, but let's deconstruct the setup for a second. I like what she's got with the decorations up here, just above with the pop vinyls and everything. They're out of box, that hurts my soul a little bit, but I'll admit they look very nice out of box. I'm very much an anime fan. Is that a soy sauce sushi fish on the floor? Oh, and that is a power lead running all the way across that floor there. People need to start dusting the setups more.
For my PC, this thing is very awesome, right? It looks amazing.
I don't mind how it looks. I've got a few gripes with this PC in particular because it is a pre-built, but I'll get into that in a second.
Lights up gorgeously. This is just
It does have good
lovely
LEDs.
LEDs in here. I have a Asus. I'm calling it an Asus.
Asus. It's Asus, not Asus.
That's funny. Asus ROG Strix 15 gigabyte PC thingamadig.
It is an ROG Strix, but it is not a 15 gigabyte thing. It's a G15 model.
It's so pretty. Like, look at it. Look at it.
It is pretty.
The lights. It's
Why
so
isn't that back
pretty.
fan going? Why isn't that back fan going? Because that's my other gripe. That is one of the only external fans in this PC, and it is 180mm for an 8-core CPU and a GeForce RTX 3060. It needs more than that.
That out of everyone, my setup is the best because I'm amazing. Okay?
Bold claim,
The
bold
best.
claim. But it's running single channel memory, one NVMe drive, which admittedly the one NVMe drive isn't a major problem, but RTX 3060 and an 8-core AMD Ryzen, it needs more than an 80mm. And it's a single channel DIMM. It's frustrating. Fastest PC we've seen by far. But next we've got another friend of mine who is a streamer, iHasman. I will be putting people's social links in the description below. And they've sent me a bit of an intro.
Hi, I'm Asmin, and this is my setup tour. Hope you enjoy.
Now they've sent me a second one, that they've labelled as possible setup intro.
Hi, I'm Hasbin, and this is my setup tour.
Let's see what the setup looks like.
My monitor, my second monitor,
First dual monitor. We got our first dual monitor.
my speaker, my lava lamp.
And even though the second monitor is very clearly lower spec than the first, I don't mind that. In my opinion, a second monitor doesn't need to be a great monitor. If it's not the one you're gaming on and stuff, you don't need it to be amazing.
My little friend.
I've also got a little friend like that. He's up there. Got a good old lava lamp.
My mic.
It's not a bad mic.
My mouse. My keyboard.
That mouse and keyboard and headphones have as of recently been switched to a Spider-Man set for some reason.
My headphone stand. And
iHasman is a great...
my drawing tablet.
I will say, iHasman is a great artist. She did this PNG tuber for when I was streaming. She drew that for me. And she's drawn other stuff for me in the past. I'll put a few things on screen. But she's a great artist. She's running a GTX 1660. Because a lot of my friends aren't necessarily as techie as I am. So I know a lot of their specs better than they do. These are the innards of Hasman's PC. This is the only photo I've got. It is not a bad PC. It needs dusting. Please dust the inside of your PCs, people. But it's very pretty. But then if we cut... not to that one. If we cut back to here, we can see it's all tucked away. It's on the other side. All the visuals are on the tucked away on the other side, which hurts my soul just a little bit. This has got to be the first person that I'm not gonna say needs to dust their setup. Holy cow!
My lava.
I actually really like this setup. She's a streamer. It's a very good streamer setup. It's got all the things you would need: dual monitors, a good microphone stand and everything, a good webcam, which I don't know where it is, but she's normally got one. She's also an artist, so she's got a drawing tablet in a really good spot for it too. I actually really like her setup overall. It's really good for getting what she's doing with it done. This is another friend of mine, who isn't as much of a gamer. This person is not really a gamer, so I'll give him that. But
Hi, I'm Lily, or Sugar Cars.
Hello.
I'm a cosplayer, so I don't do a lot of tech stuff like everybody else. I don't have anything set up, as you can see, but I do edit. So that means I edit photos, or more specifically my photos, or videos, videos for my YouTube channel, which is really slow. And
once again, socials will be in the description, so please make sure to check. Anyone who you're interested in, go check out their socials down below.
and doesn't have a lot of content because I don't know what to record, but it's there. So I either film it or edit off my tablet.
The good old Samsung tablet.
But
it does show you can still do these things, like streaming, YouTube, cosplay, any of that sort of stuff, edits, which I'll chuck a few examples on screen now while I'm talking. But you don't need a computer. I'll admit it makes it a lot easier. But so many people use technology, and you don't always need the most powerful to get what you want done. In my opinion, budget tech is such an underrated thing. Side note, I like your little sloth. I actually don't know if I have much I can roast here. Wait, no, I've got one thing. Do you have literally one sticker on the back of your tablet? Stickers are one of those things that if you're going to do it, go all out. Get a few stickers at least. The one sticker looks lonely. Here we've got Matty Gaming, who, once again, another streamer, good friend of mine. I actually don't know that much about his PC. I wonder what series of card it is. Obviously it's an NVIDIA GeForce GTX. But I don't know a whole lot about the rest of his PC. Is that 4 Grogus? That is 4 Grogus. can't hear you on gaming. That is perhaps the most, like, standard thing. Like, that is perhaps the most stereotypical gaming decoration I've ever seen. 2 mice. That's a good sign of a gamer. When they've got the double mice going, super light in the Logitech. Is that a mini boxing thing? Maddie, what are you using the mini boxing for? I'm curious. Headphones, they're wireless. His only words, wonderful. Well, but once again, it's a bat. Sure is a bat. He's got his webcam up there. Is that a double mouse pad? Is he stacking mouse pads? What is that? I think he's stacking mouse pads. That hurts a little bit. Once again, he's a streamer. He's got the dual monitors, webcam at the top, good microphone. He's got everything he needs. Next up is a good friend of mine, Rose. That is the whole setup. Rose, admittedly, also isn't a gamer. But she's got a 2017 MacBook Air with 2 Vox Machina stickers from memory. D&D show. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about there. Even just 2 stickers look so much better than the 1. I'm looking at you, Lily. And gets the job done for what she's trying to do with it. It's pretty basic. Like, she's also got a drawing tablet and stuff for it, but it's a pretty basic setup, even for what she is doing with it. That is clear tech abuse there. I will be calling the tech police. This is another friend, Spark. And I actually quite like her setup. I wonder if she's a One Piece fan. I can't figure out what that is next to the PC. Got the laptop there as well, which... A second machine on the same desk, if you've got space for it, can actually be quite useful. You'd be surprised. Got the books across there, the Minecraft skin there. Oh, I didn't even notice it. A little Xbox tucked in there. I like that a lot. I like the consoles that are hooked up more subtly like that. We might have another Razer Siren Mini. The sneaky monster can in the back. Oh, I don't like the monitor overlap there, I will say. That's annoying. That's the inside of the PC. It's running quad channel memory. So for a pre-built, it's not bad. From memory, it's a GTX 1660. Isn't a bad machine by any means. Once again, needs dusting. Why does everyone's machine... No one dusts out their machines. And the cable management needs work. Oh, you've grinded away the table. Spark, may I ask, have you had that mouse pad for long? Or have you just been gaming so aggressively you grinded back the table? Overall, though, I do like this setup. The last setup on our list is from a friend, the Inky Devil. Not everyone wanted their names on the video. I can count those individuals' pixels. Hello. Well, are you in the roof? Inky.
Hi, Zach.
Hi.
Here's my gaming setup.
Got the Acer.
I play solitaire.
Good old solitaire, eh? You winning?
I'm out of move.
Oh. Oh my. Oh, you know.
Okay, so yeah, that's my gaming setup. I don't know where I am either. Can you send help, please?
I think Inky's being kidnapped. Well, ignoring the whole kidnapping thing for a second. He's running an Intel system. Good old Acer laptop. But he's also got a HP box there. And he looks like he plays while kidnapped. I had a very last minute submission, so I'll quickly touch on this one. It's running on a laptop with gaming peripherals. I was the one that bought him these peripherals, so I'll tell you that they're not exactly the most amazing, but they're not bad. They're not bad. It looks like a pretty competent laptop. I like your Spider-Man sticker. It's an interesting plant. I'll admit you've chosen an interesting spot to game. It looks like, I'd say the most of your setup is up to gaming spec, except for maybe your laptop, though I don't know the laptop specs. I would like to quickly crown the top 3 setups, in my opinion. Number 3 is probably iHasman. It's clean, it knows what it's trying to do, and it gets it done. Number 2 is Glitch. Look,
G'day everyone.
Glitch, it's a nice setup, don't get me wrong, I like it a lot. But it's a nice setup, don't get me wrong, but it's got the mismatched headphones, it's a very nice setup, but it needs dusting, and I think that the other one is I just simply prefer it. The top setup has got to go to Spark. It's clean, it's got everything you'd need. It's not especially powerful, but it's powerful enough to run most games. It's got the Google Home under the monitor. It's just a clean and nice setup. It's probably my favorite out of these 9. I'll crown the lowest setup. Has got to probably be Rose. Because it's just a laptop. There's not even like desk space or anything for it. No accessories, no. Because I know she's not a gamer. She doesn't do a whole lot with it, but there's still cheap mice and stuff like that you can get. You don't even have to spend a whole lot of money. And it just makes the experience a whole lot better. And I've got still somewhat a problem with just the 2 stickers. For me, for some reason, 1 or 2 just doesn't look... They look lonely. And so, I usually have at minimum 3 stickers if I'm going to have any at all. Overall though, I did like everyone's setups. They were all very good. Now to end off this video, I'm going to show you my setup and let you roast mine. Now for the sake of the video and for fairness, I have not cleaned my setup before this, because I want you to be able to roast it in its own glory. Unlike a certain, Hasman, I suspect, very much cleaned theirs beforehand. And with that, I show you my setup. I got my dual monitors, webcam up top, some Pokemon, a few other things across my wall. I've got my play button fell recently that I made a while ago for my other channel. My main system, RTX 3060, an Xeon X5690, 24 gigs of DDR3 RAM, a Sonic, blue Molex fans, one of which isn't the right color and I don't know why. Stream Deck, capture card, Rare Flesh and Blood card, D&D dice, Rubik's Cube, a camera I'm trying to get working, a speaker that's fallen over, an I/O shield. I do have the motherboard for it just over there. Some old phones and stuff that I'm working with. A few things like props for videos and more D&D dice. Some Nintendo DS's. More D&D dice. Some old devices down there and a speaker. Some old unboxed Funko Pops from back in the day when I used to unbox them when I was younger. A PS4. An old Atari remake. I do have an original Atari. But I don't know where I put it. Nintendo Wii. Nintendo Switch dock. I've got the Let's Go Pikachu one. PS3. PS2. Some anime stuff up there. My Tanjiro fell over. Pop vinyls. Books. Games. With a Batmobile on it for some reason. more games, some Lego, including some of my tripods, and a cat scratching pole. Now, my tech space is very much a mess because I've got way too much tech. 3D printer that's not working with my spare headphones on top, more pops, my test bench, my wall of graphics cards, some cases, including a little classified project I'm working on, some other working computers, more pop vinyls, and with that, that is my setup. Roast me as hard as you want down in the comments.